Welcome back, joined by Championship correspondent Pascal Lemire to preview Saturday's clash between Leeds and Fulham. Pascal, both sides suffered heavy defeats last weekend. Start with Fulham, who lost 5-0 at home to Watford. Awful result.
Yeah, it really was, and especially as Watford went into that game having lost 4 in a row. So Fulham, they'd won the previous weekend, a really good win at Brighton. They went behind at Brighton, came back to win 2-1, and to be back at home, Craven's Cottage, it was a Friday night game, pretty decent atmosphere there, and to lose 5-0 was just so disappointing. I mean, they weren't helped, their keeper got sent off. And they had to they play the rest of the match with 10 men. They conceded some fabulous goals. On another day, some of the goals Abdi scored, they wouldn't have gone in. One was a free kick, one was a shot from distance. But they were the poorer team there. 5-0. There's no excuses for that, even though some of the goals were fabulous. And obviously Bettinelli's now going to miss this game through suspension, so Kirai had to come in goal. And inconsistency's been a problem for Kit Simons because when he first took over as caretaker boss, he really improved their results, and then he got the permanent job and started to pull them away from the bottom three. But inconsistency has been a problem of late, and they're starting to drop back towards the bottom three. And they really need to go on a really good run of form if they're going to have any chance of climbing towards the top half and even the playoffs, because that's still what their goal is. Because they're not that far off the playoffs when you think they've got 23 games of the season left, but they really need a good run of fixtures soon.
Moving on to Leeds, lost 4-1 at Ipswich. Disappointing. It
really was, because the previous week they played first in the table. Last week they played second in the table. Obviously that's a really tough run of fixtures, but they beat Derby at home 2-0, and Derby, flying high right up there. They were a great team, Derby, and to beat them 2-0 without conceding against Derby's attack was so impressive at Ellen Road. But they didn't build on it at all. They started the Ipswich game really well. They went 1-0 up early on through Antonucci, another goal for him. He's looked impressive, but they didn't build on it at all. Ipswich, they didn't start the game well, but they started resorting to the tactics that McCarthy's good at. Some long balls, and Leeds just couldn't handle it. They sort of put Leeds under so much pressure, they just couldn't handle it. They conceded 3 by half time. It was 3-1 at half time, and after going 1-0 up, that's so disappointing. And they're a bit like Fulham actually. Leeds, they didn't start the season as badly, but inconsistency has been a huge problem for them. And I think this is a huge game for both sides, because both of them will want to finish in the top half at least this season. There's quality on show for both sides without a doubt, and it's a huge game for both to sort of signal their intent, I think.
So what's your score prediction for this game?
Yeah, I think obviously I've said it's a huge game for both. They both want to win it, but I think that's probably going to result in a draw because there's quality on both sides, but I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw.
Sure. Thoughts on going for a 2-2 draw?